Yo, real quick before the video starts, I want to let you guys know that my Golden Edition Boo shirts are available for a couple more days here. The link to check those out will be in the top of the description, so click that if you're interested. Also, they do come with these pretty cool golden Boo pins for free, so yeah. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today, I have a match against John Lee from Twitter, and I'm using the same team as I was in the last video, and I do apologize if my voice sounds weird. I am a little bit under the weather, but I did want to record a battle for you guys anyway. But looking at my opponent's team, I'm mainly afraid of the Mimikyu. Those things are just always causing problems, along with the Decidueye and potentially the Araquanid. Honestly, just a pretty solid team there. So this is going to be a pretty interesting match, so let's go ahead and just hop into it. Alright, so it was my plan to basically just lead off with Alolan Raichu here, just to be able to get the Volt Switch pivot. Although he does have the Alolan Marowak around, it is kind of risky going for any electric moves, but he's going to end up leading off with Mr. Worldwide, which is his Silvally, and it does look like he's rocking the normal type Silvally. So I just go for the Volt Switch here. I'm Life Orb. It is going to do a nice chunk of damage, as it almost does half to that thing. And I was like, hell yeah, that's solid. But then at this point, I really don't know what this thing wants to go for. So I decided to just bring in my Palossand, who is really defensive, and I can take pretty much anything this thing wants to throw at me, as he actually ends up going for the Parting Shot, which I actually did not expect, but that's going to lower both of my attacks, and it's going to allow him to switch out. So that's not the worst case scenario. Honestly, Palossand doesn't really rely on its offensive power too much, but this is going to bring in the Mimikyu, and at this point, I do not want this thing setting up. So I decided to stay in here, as he's actually just going to go for a Shadow Claw. Look at how nicely I take that. And that's going to activate the weakness policy, which is then going to bring my attack right back up to normal, so that is pretty awesome. And I decided to stay in here just in case this Mimikyu wanted to pull out some funny business with like Swords Dances or whatever, so I go for the Shadow Ball, and it is going to get rid of the decoy, which is really nice because once the decoy is gone on Mimikyu, it's really not that bad to take care of. So by the look of his team, he really did not have a whole lot to take care of Palossand, so he actually just decides to sack off the Mimikyu here as he goes for another Shadow Claw. I'm able to easily live that, and then a Shadow Ball in return is going to take care of the fake Pikachu. So seeing that thing go down was pretty nice. I don't have to worry about Mimikyu anymore, so that is fantastic, as now he's going to bring in the Decidueye. And here I have pretty much the same problem. I don't want this thing going for the Swords Dance and then potentially just being able to Sucker Punch sweep and get some action going on there. So I actually just decided to let Palossand bite the dust here. And as that is kind of unfortunate, it's really not that big of a deal, because this allows me a free switch into whatever I want, and I decided to bring in my beautiful white Slytherin here. So he does not want to take a Fire Blast to the face, and he's now going to switch into the Bunker, which is obviously the Toxapex. So he plays a little bit of peekaboo there, as I actually predict the switch, and I go for the Substitute, which is nice, but then again, I don't have Nasty Plot on this thing. All I can really do is go for the Toxic, but honestly, getting a Toxic off on Toxapex is pretty damn awesome and hilarious at the same time, because with my ability, I am able to poison any type. I can poison a Poison type, a Steel type, all of that shit. So I'm just spreading the poison here, as he's now just going to go for a Scald to break the Substitute, and at this point, I really don't want to take a Scald here. I only have Fire Blast and Sludge Wave as my attacking moves, which will not be able to take this thing out. So I am kind of forced to switch out of here because I do want to keep my Salazzle around. It does look like it does a lot of work to his team, so I decided to switch into my Alolan Raichu, who has no problem coming in on a Scald from a Toxapex. Honestly, it doesn't do really much damage at all. And at this point, I can scare this thing out with really any of my attacks, but looking at his team, I'm like, oh shit, that Marowak is going to come in here and try to absorb my Thunder. So I actually just decided to go for the Psychic, which would have ended up killing the Toxapex anyway, but predicting the Marowak to come in, I am able to just go for a Psychic, and it is going to do over half, so it will be a 2-hit KO on this thing, which is really nice. The thing about Alolan Marowak is that it's really easy to predict and play around. Honestly, a lot of the time it is a counter to Tapu Koko, but if you do run like Brave Bird, you can easily predict this thing to come in, and then it's a nice little 2-hit KO to be able to finish that thing off since it's so damn slow. So down goes the Marowak, and it's good to see that thing gone. So Raichu's out here putting in work, getting hurt by my Life Orb, but no big deal, because now he's going to bring out the Decidueye, and I really do not want to take a Sucker Punch here. I know it's coming, I'm Psychic type, this thing's just going to really try to Sucker Punch me in the jaw. So I just decided to switch into Dunsparce here. Sucker Punch does not go through, and Drampa here has a decent matchup, as he's just going to go directly for the Brave Bird, and check this out, Drampa is a damn beast. And I'm able to live this really nicely. I was kind of hoping it was going to activate my Berserk ability to be able to finish it off with a Dragon Pulse, but then again, I don't think it would have anyway. But I go for the Dragon Pulse here. It does a little bit of damage there, as I'm going to get some leftovers, and the good news is I will be able to take at least one more Brave Bird, and then I'll be able to finish that thing off with a Dragon Pulse. I've actually never used Decidueye in any Wi-Fi battles yet, but I do plan on using one soon. They are pretty damn badass. I just love the way they look. and they really can put in a lot of work if you are able to get up a Sucker Punch. So the next Brave Bird is going to knock me to my Berserk ability, and easily a Dragon Pulse will be able to finish off the Decidueye. So down goes that thing. Drampa's out here with a nice little +1 special attack boost ready to tear some shit up, but I'm way too slow to really be able to do anything. So I eat some leftovers, and it puts me at about 50 HP. And at this point, he's now going to bring out the Araquanid, who is actually really basically, I was kind of afraid of this thing, just because they have so much damn special defense. Honestly, I really didn't even know until I was looking at this thing's base stats that this thing has the special defense of a damn god. But he goes for the Leech Life. It is going to be able to take out Drampa, and at this point I just bring out my Raichu. I actually expected him to switch out here, so I go for the Volt Switch, but thinking about it, I don't think any other attack really would have been able to finish this thing off. So the Volt Switch is just going to do over half to that thing, and at this point I know that he's going to go for the Leech Life, considering I am Psychic type. This allows me to switch into Slytherin, who does 4 times resist his Bug attack. Luckily he doesn't go for the Water attack, which is really nice. So the Leech Life is really going to do like nothing to me at this point, and I will be able to outspeed. And with Slytherin's special attack abilities, I will be able to take this thing out with a Sludge Wave. I was kind of worried about if this was going to kill, but Slytherin is a damn beast. So the Sludge Wave is going to take out the Water Spider, and yeah, killing spiders all damn day. I literally just killed a spider in my bathroom today. Now I'm killing them in Pokemon, so I'm fucking professional spider killer. But yeah, at this point now he's going to bring out the Eastal Valley, and I just decided to stay in here. I am faster, and I am luckily going to hit a Fire Blast, which will take care of that thing. And Slytherin is just kind of going on a little bit of a late game rampage here. So now his last Pokemon is the Toxapex, so I should be able to work around this pretty easily. So he is poisoned, he comes out here, and I really don't want to switch out here just because if I let Slytherin go down, I'll have a free switch into whatever I want. Keep in mind, I do still have the Raichu around and stuff, so it's looking like I've got the game in the bag. So I go for the Sludge Wave just to ensure a little bit of damage there, as he's just going to go for a Scald. It is going to finish me off, but that's alright. Slytherin did some work here this time. So at this point, I actually just decided to bring in my Flygon. I was using a Flygon this match. It was a little bit different team from the last video. I switched out one of the Pokemon for Flygon just because I wanted to test out this thing's Dragon Dance. Honestly, Flygon gets Dragon Dance this generation, and I figure that's pretty damn awesome. But unfortunately, I didn't really get to showcase this thing at all. But I'm able to go for an Earthquake. It actually ends up living that shit, and he's able to go ahead and fire off a Scald. But luckily, the poison damage will take care of the Toxapex. Plus, the Scald does like nothing to me anyway. So Flygon didn't really get to do anything, but I figure at least he got the glory of coming in and finishing off the last Pokemon. So that is going to be the end of that one. I do apologize, this was a quicker match, but lately I've just not been able to get really many long matches. But thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and I will have some more Wi-Fi battles up soon. I plan on working on some weather teams, so if you guys have any good weather teams, go ahead and leave those in the comments, and maybe I'll end up using your team in a video. But yeah, thank you guys. Peace out.